Judge Mablean will be life, because in everything we do, it involves the law. You came to court to testify about what you heard, what you saw, and what you know.
She's fair.
I don't have a hearing problem. This ear works good, this one works even better.
She's firm.
I'm not responsible for that ticket, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Who says you're not going to pay for it? I'll make that decision, not you.
She's honest.
What you have to say?
All I have to
Nothing.
say.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean. Curtis Moss is suing his brother, Stephen Moss, in the amount of $3,200. Mr. Moss claims he had a friend transfer money into his brother's bank account. However, his brother refuses to give him the money. Mr. Moss claims his brother owes him from a past debt, so the money is rightfully his.
All rise. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Mablean presiding.
I don't think both of your witnesses answered. You may be seated. Thank you, Will. Curtis Moss versus Stephen Moss. Mr. Curtis, you're suing your brother for $3,200. You said he stole some money from you that rightfully belongs to you, and he refuses to give it back. What's going on, brothers?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here today to collect my money back from my brother, Steve here, who thought it was the right way to take my $3,200.
Okay. How did he take it? How did he get it?
Well, back last year sometime, I was going through some difficulties, Your Honor, and I was facing eviction, and just so happened a friend of mine gave me a call, and he owed me some money. He was going to send me this money, but I didn't have no bank account. And
How don't you have a bank account?
Well, you know, I don't have a bank account, you know.
Okay.
I'm not the only one.
All right, so since you didn't have a bank account, what happened?
Oh, so my boy was going to send me the money order, and I told him I can't have a money order because my landlord needs this money right away. And so I come over here, and I tell my brother, Steve, right here, Your Honor, about my situation, about not having a bank account. He tells me, well, if your friend going to send you some money, you can set up a Google Wallet. Your Honor, I don't even own a wallet. I don't even know what Google Wallet is.
It's not a wallet.
Yeah, well, that's my whole thing, Your Honor. I don't know what this is, and Steve knows that. He's his tech guy or whatever.
So you didn't understand what he was talking about?
No, he was just saying a wallet. I didn't know anything about it. So needless to say, Your Honor, my brother had a bank account. He thought it would be the bright idea because Steve always got bright ideas, and he told me, tell Dan to send the money to me, and he'll get the money to me out of his account and give it to me. That's my brother. I had no reason to think he'd do anything different, Your Honor. So when the Dan sent the money, I'm calling like, Dan, you know, did you send the money? As you can see right here in my text messages that I got in evidence, Dan sent me the money saying that it was in my brother's account. I'm calling my brother Steve. Steve is never picking up the phone. He know my situation, Your Honor. He know what I was facing. He never picks the phone up, so a whole day go by. The next morning comes, my landlord want her money, and I told her, can you just give me some time to go get my check? No, and I wasn't going to pick up no check. I was just waiting on my little brother Steve, Your Honor.
Your little brother?
Yes, that's my little brother.
Oh, okay.
So finally, he picks the phone up, and he tells me, I'm like, yo, bro, Dan said he sent the money. Can you know, go write a check out for me for my landlord so I can just come by, get the check, and go take it back to her?
How much was the rent?
$16.50, Your Honor, about $16.
And so the rest was yours?
It was all mine. It was my money, Your Honor.
Okay.
So the thing was, he tells me he can't give me, he tells me I can't do that. This is all in the text message. I can't give you the money. I'm like, what you mean you can't give me the money? This is my money. So he said, call me. Okay, I call him because I want to know why you can't give me mine. So I call Steve. Steve's telling me he can't give me the money. I can't give you anything. I'm like, why? He talking about because you owe me. I said, I owe you what? What are you talking about? I owe you some money for, Steve. This is my money. I'm ready to face eviction, and you talking about some old past stuff. And this is some past stuff, Your Honor. So this is why I'm here to get my $3,200 from Steve, because even though he's my little brother, Your Honor, he has a way of taking advantage of me. That's what he does, Your Honor.
He just took advantage of you?
Yes, that's what he always does.
Let's rewind this back, Your Honor. Basically, how are you doing today?
I'm well.
That's great. I'm going to rewind this back to our brother, Charles's funeral. He died last year in August. So basically, I needed help for the funeral funds, right? I asked my big brother here to please, can you help me? And he was cool with it. So we had to split it $3,500 because the cost was $7,000. So he said that he didn't have $3,500. So he decided to give me 200, and he decided that he will pay me back. So
What you
I
mean he decided?
I decided.
Is
to
that
get
what he
200.
told
That
you?
was
He'd pay
something
you back?
He said he will pay me back the money,
He would pay you the difference,
the rest, basically.
3,300.
Yes.
Okay.
So I told him,
Wait a minute, did he say when he would pay it?
Your Honor, my apology. He said within 6 months he will pay me back this money.
Okay.
And I have the letter right here.
Let me see the letter.
I would like to see the letter myself, Your Honor, because I need to know.
Well, wait a minute. Stop by. Let him see
yeah,
it
I
first.
need to see, because sometimes he could be forging.
Your signature's right on it.
Your Honor, I was grieving. I don't even look like myself. I don't even know what that is, Your Honor. That was a time I was grieving, Your Honor. I would never even put my name or anything like that. And 3,200 is a lot of money for a person who had no bank account. I would never even put myself in that situation, Your Honor.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
On the drugs, I'll be on this coffee. I don't know what you talking about. Have you never seen me take nothing but a Tylenol in your life? Everybody smokes some weed. Excuse me, Your Honor. Excuse me.
And later,
She showed me a picture of the burrito with the cockroach in it, and it appears as if it was indigestion due to the foreign object entering the subject's stomach. But she just testified she didn't eat the burrito.
we're back with the case of Curtis Moss, who is suing Stephen Moss for $3,200.
So basically, after the funeral, I get a phone call basically saying that Charles had a life insurance policy.
Huh?
Yeah, a life insurance
Your
policy.
brother that you paid the $7,000 for had a life insurance policy.
Which I basically paid $6,800. He only put up $200.
I gave you something. I gave him 200, Your Honor. I gave him what I can afford. I don't live the life he lived. I gave him something.
Oh, so now you remember giving him something and agreeing to pay the difference?
But not no 6,800. No, not that much money, Your Honor. Why would I do that?
Okay, so now I need you to be quiet. Okay? You
I found-
found out that Charles had a $10,000 life insurance policy after the funeral.
Yes, and
Okay.
his name was on it.
Curtis was the beneficiary?
Yep.
Hold up.
Oh, no, you hold up. Let me finish you talking to him.
So I came up to Curtis and I talked to him and I said, hey, what's up about this life insurance policy that Charles got here with your name on it? And he said, I don't know nothing about that.
Because I don't know about no policy.
Mr.
Your Honor.
Sneaky,
He just
dog.
gets coming. I don't know about no policy.
Don't respond to him, okay? I'm going to get back to you and let you rebut that, but let him say what he claims.
So yeah, you know, he just being sneaky like, nah, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. I'm like, bro, you know something about it. So he had a friend named Daniel that sent some money to my bank account, which I believe that's the money he was supposed to pay for the rent. And all of a sudden, when I get the money, I was going to give him the money, but I said, you know what? This dude hasn't paid me nothing. So this money that his friend sent me, I kept the money.
For what he owed you.
Yes, the $3,000.
But did he tell you when he asked you to get that money in your bank account that that was the money he needed to pay his rent?
Yeah, he told me that. But
So
the
you
thing
wouldn't
was,
even pay his rent?
But no. He told me
That's
on the
his
text
wage,
message
Your Honor.
that he told me to keep that money.
I never
Where's that
told
text
you to
message?
keep no money. Why would I tell you
Hey.
to keep my rent money, man?
Mr. Moss, please. Where's the message? Where's the text message?
To be honest, Your Honor, I don't have the text message. I wasn't gonna give him the money regardless anyways, but he told me to keep the money. I said, okay.
I never would told this man about keeping my money, Your Honor. All this about raising your hand. A lot of people come in these courtrooms and raise their hand and still tell you a lie, Your Honor. I'm telling the truth.
Were you the beneficiary of a $10,000 insurance policy from Charles?
Your Honor, to be honest with you, I had received some money, but I'm gonna tell you how much.
I just want to know, were you?
Yeah, I received something.
And when did
but
you
that-
receive it?
It was, it was after the funeral, Your Honor. The truth of the matter, Your Honor, since he's just digging and stuff, since he's going off just digging and stuff, my brother Charles owed me some money. So when he died, I'm like, okay, you took me down here. I don't know about no policy stuff.
You got some money from your brother's insurance policy.
Is
that
that
true?
possible,
I
Your
got
Honor?
something small, Your Honor.
How much?
This is probably roughly about 4,000, if you want to say.
Why would you
roughly.
get $4,000 if it was a $10,000 policy? And you
I
didn't
guess
use
why
the-
I said roughly, because you know they take out stuff. The
No,
stuff be
they
taken
don't
out.
take out anything on insurance
You
policy.
you just take advantage of people, Steve. Like,
Dude, you've been
cut
using
that-
me for the past year since we was kids,
I
man.
never used you, Steve. I raised you,
Hey.
man.
Now, you all should have had these arguments a long time ago. I figured it's something that's been brewing for a long time. It's not just happened today.
It is, Your
But
Honor.
let
It's
me
hurt
try
my
to
heart.
understand.
It hurt my heart. that
Just
my
hold-
brother will come
hold
here
it.
and
Really,
paint
though, but
me
you've
like
been on
this.
drugs for years.
Mr. and
Joe.
Mrs.
Something got
Mr.
nothing
Ross.
to do with no drugs. I don't know about no drugs. Only drugs I'll be on is coffee. I don't know what you talking about. Have you never seen me take nothing but a Tylenol in your life?
smoke weed,
You,
crack, all that, bro.
everybody smokes some weed. Excuse me, Your Honor. Excuse me.
All right, I'm going to have Will stand between you two. Nuh-uh.
I'm saying because
But no, now I need you to be quiet. Seriously, this is a matter that the two of you need to go see a counselor and let all of this anger out that's been brewing since childhood. You promised to pay him. The 6 months has passed. You get an insurance policy. You don't give your brother Stephen any money. Now you're about to come into $3,200 from your friend, and you don't even offer to say, well, let me have the $1,650 so I can pay my rent, and you take the difference. Did you make that offer?
He never gave me a chance. You only hit the strong
you knew $3,200 was coming.
Yes.
And your rent was $1,650.
Yes.
And you knew that you owed him from your brother's funeral.
I was gonna give him something. I never.
But did you ever say,
I was gonna give
take
him
the difference and just let me pay my rent?
Listen, I'd never told him anything about him getting any of my money. I was gonna pay my rent.
So you're evicted now?
Yes, I'm living couch to couch. Your Honor, that is horrible. You know how many times I've been bit by bed bugs? You know how many people houses I've been laying on the
Now
couch?
I'm gonna ask you to be quiet. I believe that in all fairness, since you owed him, that he had a right to some of that money because you never were going to pay him. It's when I can, when I get the money, whatever. But you're the kind of person I can tell when money comes into your hands, you spend it. So you owed him, and now he owes you. So you're even. I just dismissed the case.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled the plaintiff's claim has been denied.
Steve, you my brother. I love you. But it's a shame that you would rather see me on the streets than have your money like this.
But bro, at the end of the day, you signed the contract. You said you was gonna do something, and you ain't do nothing. You need to start taking care of your responsibilities.
And coming up,
I had some steak tacos from that taco truck.
Okay, so how were you able to identify that it was food poisoning from his steak tacos?
network featuring dynamic judges and live legal programming.
Well, we're not at your school, we're in my courtroom.
Unique court shows,
Where is any information about the company?
live legal news,
That's what you should have done.
and a commitment to justice.
Either you tried or you didn't.
The next generation of court programming in one dynamic network. Justice Central. You're watching Justice Central. Stay tuned. You're watching Justice Central. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. Charles Guerrero is suing Amelia Torres in the amount of $9,000. Mr. Guerrero claims Ms. Torres caused him to lose money after she posted online that his taco truck uses low-quality meat, which led to food poisoning. Ms. Torres maintains that she did get food poisoning from Mr. Guerrero's taco truck and stands by her comments.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Mablean presiding.
And thank you, Will. You may be seated. In the matter of Charles Guerrero versus Amelia Torres, you're suing her for $9,000 worth of lost income, and you attribute that loss to the fact that she was posting negative comments about your taco truck on social media. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so explain it to me.
Well, Your Honor, like you said, I'm basically suing Ms. Torres for $9,000 for making false accusations on social media.
But first of all, tell me what's going on with your taco truck and why and what are you alleging that she posted?
Allegedly, she came to the taco truck 3 separate times. She got food poisoning 3 times and also found a cockroach inside of the burrito.
3 times she got food poisoning.
Yes, Your Honor.
And she found a cockroach in the truck.
It's hard to believe, right, Honor?
It's hard to believe that she came back 2 more times to get food poisoning and 2 more times.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Now that's what's hard to believe. Somebody poisoned you the first time, you go back again and again. Now that's hard to believe.
That's
Your
what I'm
Honor,
saying.
the first time I wasn't sure it was from his food. That's why I kept coming back. The second time that I went to his place, that's when I, was able to identify that the food poisoning was coming from
How do you know? How were you able to identify that?
I had some steak tacos from that taco truck.
Okay, so how were you able to identify that it was food poisoning from his steak tacos?
Well, because I went to the doctor. I started feeling sick, and that was the only thing I had that day to eat, and that is how I was able to identify that the food poisoning was coming
Okay, show
from
me some
that.
documentation.
The only documentation I have is from the doctor that I had to visit, and he...
For the 3rd time or the 4th time?
The second time.
Did you contact Mr. Guerrero the 2nd time?
No, I did not. I was feeling too sick to contact him.
How long did you feel sick?
For a couple of days.
Oh, and so after you got over that sickness, a couple of days, did you contact him?
No, I did not.
Okay, do you know how to use an email?
I didn't have his email address.
His taco truck doesn't have any kind of contact information on it? Does it have a phone number?
Yes, but I just,
How do you know where the taco truck is parked?
Well, I drive through there all the time through.
So it doesn't move around and go from place to place?
Well, usually when I drive to work, that's where he is standing.
Okay, so you went to work after you were sick for 2 days, right?
Well, no.
Oh, you
No.
did?
I took a couple of days off.
That's what I said. After those 2 days, you went back to work.
I went back to work probably about 2 weeks later.
I thought you were off for 2 days only.
No.
Well, you're off 2 days or 2 weeks or what? In a minute, you're going to tell me 2 months.
Coming up,
And I had a burrito this time.
And
A cockroach was in it.
did you eat the cockroach?
No, that was disgusting, no.
we're back with the case of Charles Guerrero, who is suing Amelia Torres for loss of income.
Okay, now you went back a third time to eat.
You know, I was kind of hoping that maybe this time would be my lucky day and I would actually have something different than the other times. And I had a burrito this time.
And
A cockroach was in it.
did you eat the cockroach?
No, that was disgusting, no.
Okay, so how you know a cockroach was in the burrito?
It was cut in half, and as soon as I opened it, it was there.
Go on, Mr. Guerrero. You had something else to say?
Yes, Your Honor. I have a picture of the evidence of the cockroach that she allegedly took the picture of at the burrito. And the wrapping is not even from my truck. I use a clear all silver wrapping.
Oh, this
And
picture?
Yes, ma'am. And in the picture, there's a silver and red foil wrapped around the burrito.
Okay.
So that's definitely not my burrito or from my food truck.
Your evidence, I'm going to read it from the doctor. This note excuses Amelia Torres from work or any other duties she may have previously said she would be able to fulfill. She contracted a stomach ache shortly after eating a burrito that contained traces of Blattaria, known as a cockroach. She showed me a picture of the burrito with the cockroach in it, and it appears as if it was indigestion due to the foreign object entering the subject's stomach. But she just testified she didn't eat the burrito.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean return.
What else did you post on social media about Mr. Guerrero's truck?
I just posted the truth that his food made me sick.
It made you so sick you kept going back.
You know, that was the only food truck on my way to work, so.
The only place I could get food was from the food truck that caused me poisoning. I just had to keep going there.
Yes.
Do you hear how that sounds?
I know it sounds crazy, Your Honor.
It does.
Yes.
It does. It sounds totally unbelievable.
I know.
Absurd. So absurd that I'm just going to do judgment for the plaintiff. Pay the man his money.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $9,000.
The comments you made against my taco truck did a lot of damage. I'm glad the judge saw you as a fraud, that you are.
You're the fraud, and I'm never eating at your place again.